Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. It's King Salmon time, and we're in Port Washington, Wisconsin.
John Gillespie!
This is a big, beautiful fish.
Oh, is that awesome? Holy moly! Oh my God! It's a huge fish! It's a huge fish!
This is amazing.
Who do you got?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, folks, on Lake Michigan, September and October means what?
Salmon fishing.
You bet, Chinook salmon, and we're with Captain Caleb Zorn today, and the story about the salmon is kind of interesting. They're stocked as little, they call them smolt, about that big, and then they go out in the big lake and they live for 4 years, and then they come back to the area that they were stocked as 4-year-old fish. They spawn and they die, but this is the time when you can really have some fun catching some big fish.
Exactly, John. You can put up some big numbers this time of year with, big fish. There's been numerous fish, like we said before, caught up into the mid-30s, and hopefully we can tie into one of those today.
Well, we got Henry Abbott, our buddy, with us today. He's a Cubs fan, but we won't hold that against him, right?
We still love them.
And Blake, you caught a couple of these last year. It's a blast.
It was totally unreal, and I hope I can get one this year.
Well, we will. Hey, folks, so show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
The Lure Lock tackle box system is the best way to organize your bait.
Hey, you got to check this out, Blake. Crankbaits are really expensive. With Lure Lock, they stay in place all the time. The paint doesn't chip, my hooks stay sharp. This is really the way to go.
For more information, go to lurelock.com.
Folks, when I head out to fish, I always stock up on my favorite Baitmate fish attractants. Dale, I just put that Baitmate on, man. Baitmate offers a complete line of fish attractants and convenient spray bottles for every angler and every species of fish. They've got your bait covered. I also have the newest Baitmate delivery system in my boat, Baitmate Ultra Live Game Fish Dip. Simply flip open the lid and dip your bait for even application every time, and it's ideal for frequent casting. I just dipped that in the Baitmate, you know that? Improve your chances of catching fish with Baitmate fish attractants. It just makes sense.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X2. Purpose-built for exploring tight technical terrain. And boasting next-level versatility. No other side-by-side delivers this level of proven off-road performance. The all-new Wolverine X2 from Yamaha.
Welcome back, folks. Now, these are King Salmon eggs, and that's basically what we're going to use for bait today. And we're going to show how to put that on the hook. But I can also cast crankbaits and other things out here.
Yeah, a lot of that's got to do with timing throughout the day. A lot of times the sun, when it's midday, you're going to want to do spawn and bobber, but in the low light periods, just like summertime, these fish do, feed out of aggression. They will get irritated and hit jerk minnows and crankbaits.
Okay, so you cut a piece of the skein off. Now, what do you do next?
John, when you cut the fish this time of year, you get skein and it's in a membrane. So all we do is take the hook, wrap it through,
okay,
and come back. And that's it.
That's all we're using for bait.
Yep.
And that's underneath the slip bobber, and you just wait for the bobber to go down.
Correct.
So everybody just casts in a different area and watch the bobber.
Basically, I'll set it to different depths just because these fish are always cruising. They might be 6 feet under the surface, or they might be right tight to the bottom. You just kind of got to figure out where they are, and then we'll adjust their bobbers.
Hey, there you go. Caleb's going to be the first to connect. Is that on the skein, Caleb?
That is, John.
Oh, that's awesome, buddy. And these things just fight. Now, Henry's going to have to get that net for you. Is he close to the boat already?
He is. He just hit it just outside the boat here, and right now I don't think he realized he's hooked. There he goes.
Yeah, Now, do you have to chase them sometimes?
Sometimes you do, John. I mean, you can see there's a little bit of current out here, and they'll get in that current and they'll just roll with the current back out towards the harbor.
Nicely done. There we go. All righty. Way to go there, Caleb. And we should tell the folks we've missed 2 already, and that is tiny for what we're after, right, buddy?
Yeah, it might even be. This fish might be like, I don't know, 3-4 pounds.
Yeah, but now that is edible.
This is edible, yes, definitely. You know, I'm gonna keep a few for the smoker just because it's kind of early in the year. We're not to the prime bobber bite and spawn yet, so a lot of these fish are still very edible. I'm gonna keep a few today for the smoker.
That's nice, and they are fun, aren't they?
They're a blast watching that bobber go down. You set the hook and the rod just doubles over.
This isn't fair. You are red hot up there, aren't you?
Just the bobber bite, John. I might have to come back your way.
Well, you come on, I'll reel in. Blake, reel this other rod in here. Reel the other rod in that's in the back, the other bobber.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, is he heading out?
Yeah, he's gonna start to.
Oh, this could be a nice fish, couldn't it?
Could be a big fish, John.
Hey, Caleb, you're running that Seagar line, right?
Seagar with the fluorocarbon leader, and right now we're doing 20 pound just because these fish, the teeth and the spawn, when they get up to it, they just inhale it. And right now you can see this fish is doing this big run. A lot of times that Seagar line's rubbing, and it really holds up to these big salmon. Might have to chase this one. He's going back in.
Well, that's why we got him in coda. You need me out of the way? Let me get out of the way there. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you, folks, you really cannot control these fish. I mean, they will take you all over the place, won't they, Caleb?
They will. I mean, you saw where I set the hook back here, and then he went all the way to the front underneath the boat. Now he's going back into the harbor. Man, he's really
that fish is a big fish. And they've caught him up to how big this year?
My buddy got a 37, but that was on the
37
other side
pounder,
of the lake.
yeah.
But
wow.
I mean, you know, I've had numerous 29s so far. Now this fish is getting up into these rocks here. I'm kind of worried.
Okay, I'm standing by on the Minn Kota up here in case we have to chase them. Blake, this is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I just saw it come up to the water. It's a pretty big fish.
Okay, Big Hen, you are the net man, Mr. Cubs.
We got him.
Boo, Cubs.
Boo, Cubs. Oh, look at that fish. Wow, wow. Buried you, buried you. Wow. Oh, look at that fish, man. That is a giant. How big is that? That's 18 pounds, isn't it, buddy?
Easily.
Oh, nicely done. All right, Caleb. Hey, buddy, you know, that's the thing, folks, is you've got to be ready to be on that bow mount and chase these fish. You never know where they're going to go.
Exactly.
We got rocks over here, and boy, that's a beauty, Caleb. Hold them up real nice and steady for the folks at home. Now you can really get an idea of what a male's hook jaw is, right, Caleb?
Yep, you can see how he's growing that kite right there. You get the little hook with the 2 front teeth.
Now this one's a little dark, but this is still, these are still edible for smoking, right?
Exactly. I got guys that even put them in jars, you know, they jar them. So.
Yeah, and you can grind that up too and make salmon patties
yep,
and that
a lot
type
of guys
of thing.
do everything. These are very edible, and as you can tell, he's got his back adipose fin clipped, so this was a stock fish.
This was a stock fish. Caleb, I always know you carry scent with you when you're trout fishing on Lake Michigan, but this salmon deal, it can be especially effective because these fish are feeding by scent. So I'll load mine up with Baitmate, and Caleb, you're a firm believer though that scent really helps in getting bites, right?
Definitely, John. You got to have the right scent at the right time with this dirty water, and the scent can make a world of difference here with these fish.
So you're loading yours up with Baitmate every time?
Yep, little squirt and just casting it right back out there.
Mr. Cub, let's play 2. What do you got there? You're gonna have to grab that net. What do you got, Henry?
We'll see.
Oh, what is that? Hey, that might be, that is a
Little rainbow.
What is that?
Little rainbow.
Let's see what we got there. What is that, Caleb?
You know, John, it's a litlittle rainbow.
Well, you know, Henry said he wanted to eat one, and that's the good eater right there.
Yep, this would be the one to eat, and actually we will keep this one. He buried the spawn down there.
Is that unusual that you'll catch the steelhead and the browns?
Not when you have cold water like this. Kind of all the fish are kind of piled in here this time of year, from brown trout. You find some steelhead some days, so, you know, nice little rainbow. Good
what do you think of Henry, though? We're fishing for King Salmon.
I don't know yet. Not sold on it.
Are you happy, Henry?
Yeah, we're getting there. He's just a little guy, but
a fish is
it's
a fish. Guess what? we're giving away a Johnsonville sizzling sausage grill this week. It makes perfectly cooked Johnsonvilles every time. To enter is simple. Just go to facebook.com/Gillespie Fishing and please like and share our page. Good luck, everyone.
We were fishing Lake Michigan out of Port Washington, Wisconsin. A half-hour drive from Milwaukee, 2 hours from Chicago, and 4.5 hours from Minneapolis.
The Kalen's Google Eye swim bait features a built-in glass rattle in the head that puts off awesome vibration and noise. Also features a wire keeper that locks on your favorite soft plastic paddle tail. The Kalen's Google Eye swim bait, available in 4 sizes and 4 colors.
Len Groom from AMSOIL here, and we're talking about trailer bearings. One of the most neglected pieces on that trailer are the bearings. People just don't think about them, especially with a boat trailer where it's going in and out of the water, even an ATV, UTV trailer, or a snowmobile trailer that's going down the highway in the water in adverse conditions. You always want to make sure you check those bearings and apply some grease when you can. You definitely want to check them seasonally. AMSOIL's water-resistant grease is a perfect choice for your trailers. For more information on any of our greases, check out amsoil.com.
The Lure Lock Tackle Box system is the best way to keep your baits in great shape.
You know, this system is really awesome, Blake. You never want dull hooks on your crankbaits when you're fishing. With the TackLogic technology, your baits stay in shape and your hooks stay really sharp, so you won't miss that big one on your next fishing trip.
Get locked down with the Lure Lock Tackle Box. For more information, go to lurelock.com.
You know, for 3 years now, we've been running Evinrude, and it is really time to brag about these engines, man. I mean, I got so much to say, but you go ahead and start out. Why do you love Evinrude?
Gas saving. that's one of the things, John. But of course, you know, reliability is really something I appreciate, and I know you do too. I mean, you want to get in the boat, turn that key, motor starts, you go. You've got the power, you've got everything, you've got the great gas mileage that we've talked about. But throughout the range, you've got tremendous power. Burns very little oil as well. You go through very little oil. Just extremely efficient. And both of us, when we switched, I know that the gas thing was immediate.
The E-Tech G2, the technology is really, really incredible. The torque getting these big boats up with 3 or 4 people in them is just amazing to me. And you mentioned the gas savings. I'll bet you it's 30% better than our competition. And if folks haven't tried running an Evinrude, you're missing the boat, literally. I mean, they are a great engine. The other thing too, they're completely maintenance free. There's no maintenance for 5 years. The other thing that I really like too, because I keep my boat outside all winter, because I use my boat in January and February, is winterizing the engine by just pushing the button. And what I'll do is run my boat in 10, 12 degrees, winterize it, because I might use it the next day again. I mean, that's an incredible deal. That's a big money saver in itself.
Yeah, it really is. And then one more thing at the start of the season that, boy, I sure don't miss, and I've talked to other people who still have to do it, and it can be a pain, is going through the break-in procedure that you have to do in most cases. You don't have a break-in procedure here when you start the season. You can just go. And that's real nice as well.
Oh, that was a good hook set, Blake. That was a good hook set. Hey, what should she do here?
She's doing good.
Oh, good. Okay, Caleb.
Hook set, Blake.
All right, good job there, Blake. Rudy. Okay, is her drag set okay?
Yeah, yep.
Well, talk to us, Blake.
I don't know. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it.
Okay, well, everybody's on shore is cheering for you. That's the Blake. Well, talk to us. What's going on?
Well, I missed my first hook set, and I was really frustrated, and we were going through a lull, probably a 3-hour lull.
How big is this one?
I don't know. It's now...
You missed 3 in a row right there.
Yeah.
Or 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
The hook in this one within 5 minutes.
She's not moving them, is she?
This is a good fish.
Oh, yeah, it is. Take your time. Okay, just hold on and enjoy. Everybody's hollering for you. A lot of guys shore fish here too, which is nice. You know?
There's a lot of opportunity to walk around.
He's fighting.
Yeah.
He's fighting. He's fighting.
All right, should I move out of the way here?
Yeah.
Good, John.
I'll give you guys some space. Oh, I see the bobber, Blake. I see the bobber.
I haven't seen the fish yet.
I have not seen the fish, no.
Don't go under, don't go under.
There, I saw the fish. Oh, yes, it's a Jim Dander.
All right.
Oh, look at that, Blake.
That's a beauty.
Oh, jeez. And, one more turn.
I'm trying.
You're doing a great job. You're doing whoa, 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 and
get her.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo. Wow, that was quite the fight, but yeah, I was just missing 2 before.
Yep.
And
I didn't even feel anything when I saw the bobber go down, so.
And what's so neat though is it's like bluegill fishing, but when you set the hook, it's a 20-pounder. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a little different, but.
Another male, huh?
Another male, yeah.
That is awesome.
Now, how do you recommend if folks keep one of these? Is smoking the best technique?
Right now, this fish, yes, I would definitely put in the smoker for the best technique. If you want to make this fish edible, definitely put it in the smoker. But like I said before, you get some guys that do can them and jar them. But other than that, you know, you get some silver fish that really start to show up here, some fresh fish, and those are great for the grill too.
Hey, Blake, well, tell the folks what it's like to catch a Chinook on a bobber.
It is so much fun. And clearly they come in waves because we had like a, 2-3 hour break of nothing.
Not
and hopefully,
even.
yeah.
Like an hour. I just got that one out here.
Okay, well, it seems like 2 hours.
So as I said, we're in Port Washington today. Can you name some other cities that have these salmon runs?
All the way down from
Kenosha,
Wacky, Racine, Kenosha, all the way up to Kewanee, Door County. You know, there's also some ports up there where I've done very well. And all the way, you know, from Manistee to the Pure Marquette on the Michigan side, they all have great opportunity for fall fishing. This time of year is awesome.
And it's so unique. I don't know anywhere else in the country you can do this, you know?
No, this is awesome.
Now that was a hook set, Caleb. That was an awesome hook set. That feel like a big one, buddy?
You know, not really, John.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know the funny thing is, John, I watched the bobber get hit and it came back up and then the current wasn't pulling it like it was naturally moving before. And it was just sitting there taking on the waves and I kind of just tightened up and set the hook and he was hanging on there. So he really wasn't, you know, being too aggressive with the eggs.
Now this one looks like another eater size, huh?
Yeah, I would say.
Oh yeah, there we go. Pass
Nice
them right
job,
up to
Henry.
Caleb if you would, Henry. Pass them right up there. And you know, that's kind of interesting, you know. This year, the Kings are supposed to be so much bigger than they've been in past years, but you do get your share of these smaller ones, huh?
Yeah, you do find these smaller fish that show up in schools. And you know, the other thing is too, these, I think we've landed 4 or 5, you know, Kings now, and they've all been males.
That is interesting.
You know, there's no females yet, and we'd like to stumble into a few just for some eggs, but as you can see, that fish totally inhaled the spawn.
Yeah, that is interesting. And tell the folks, they're not actually hungry, are they?
No, they're not hungry. What they're doing is, out of anger and aggression, very territorial, they're killing the other fish eggs just because they want their fish to survive and not the others.
And tell the folks too, this has been a great year for growth. There's an opportunity at 25, 30, even 35 pound fish.
Exactly, John. Right now, the next 2 to 3 weeks are going to be for big fish. And you know, people don't understand, then after that, they kind of quit feeding and they start to lose a little bit of weight just because, you know, they're not always actively feeding.
That's a good eater.
Oh yeah.
Today, I'm cooking the Johnsonville Regular Brats Party Pack, which is perfect for tailgating and fishing. But before we put them on the grill, we like to boil them on the stove for about 8 minutes with some yummy beer. And then when we get them on the grill, you put them on low to medium heat just for about 15 minutes. How good are those?
Nothing better than a Johnsonville.
How many do you think you're gonna have?
Yeah, 4.
Johnsonville Party Pack, perfect for tailgating, fishing, or for anything. Find them at your local retailer today.
You can't choose the weather, but you can choose to dress for it. Introducing Blackfish Performance Rain Gear. Utilizing patented event technology, this advanced membrane allows body heat and vapors to escape while offering 100% waterproof protection with an exceptional combination of waterproof and breathability ratings. Blackfish rain gear keeps you dry all day. Whether on the tournament trail or chasing weekend walleyes, choose Blackfish because you can't choose the weather.
Hey, Blake, we're heading out on Green Bay tomorrow, and the weatherman said it's supposed to be really, really rough. Just to be safe, I want to put in a higher capacity Johnson bilge pump.
Dad, you don't need all those tools to change a Johnson bilge pump. All you need is a higher capacity Johnson cartridge motor. It's that simple.
Hey Blake, that is really cool. I guess I won't need these. Johnson cartridge bilge pumps. The highest capacity, the easiest to maintain, and the easiest to install. Johnson Pump, our choice for safety and reliability.
My grandpa's got breaking news from Fleet Farm.
Yes, Jack, this is a great deal. $1 off the low Fleet Farm price of original floating Rapellas, starting at just $5.99. That's a heck of a deal.
Hey Blake, what are you doing up there, Blake?
I have to use the restroom.
Well, we found some lovely people.
We're here for.
Yay!
Lovely people who will let Blake use the restroom.
Well, you have a beautiful boat. So.
Thank you, thank you.
And it's only been 10 hours, so,
Yeah, so
I think she needs to use the bathroom.
Poor thing.
We'll come back and get you, Blake.
Okay.
Unless you want to party.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Let's see the puppy. Oh, see? Henry, where'd you get those?
From that lovely lady right there.
Hey, we got to make pit stops like this all the time, right?
This'll work.
I'm back. Just had to tinkle. Thank you very much.
Say that on TV.
Start again, Steph.
This is real life. Real life.
We just said nobody's had a bite in an hour, right?
We did, John. You know, you want to know something?
Whoa, this is a big one. This is a big one. This is a big one. I saw him come out of the water there, Caleb. That's a beautiful fish. That is a gorgeous fish. All right, buddy, just hold him, man. Wow. They just come out of the water, don't they?
John, you want to know something? You know, like we said, we didn't.
Whoa, keep him away from that bow mount. Keep him away from that bow mount. Whoa, he's going to take another run or two, isn't he?
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes. See you later, Chinook.
Finally figured out it was hooked.
Look at this. Look at this reel. Look at that reel. And they'll run like 300-400 feet, won't they?
Easily. I mean, look at this fish. We might this might be one we go and chase down.
Did you? I saw that he was big. I don't know how big.
You know, I think it's a female actually. Our first one hooked up. So.
I want to tell you, folks, if you want to experience some tackle busters and catch numerous fish in a day, this is probably the best deal in the world for doing this.
It is, and it's so close, to Chicago and Milwaukee. It's basically within a half-hour drive from a lot of those places.
He is way out there. We're gonna have to go get him. Now this fish is all of a sudden
it ran all the way back, John, within 30 seconds.
Ooh, yeah, I see your bobber down there. That fish was 300 feet away just 10 seconds ago, folks. Ooh, look at that. Digging, man. You don't want to force him up? Here he comes. Oh, that's a beauty. Is it a female?
It is.
Oh, nice net job back there. That was cool. I'll tell you what, folks. That fish was 300 feet away 10 seconds ago, and 10 seconds later, he's right underneath the boat. That's how fast they are. Wait till you see this. Oh, look at that.
That's a beauty.
And that fish is still colored pretty nice too, isn't it?
Yep, and as you can tell before, as we showed the male and the female, this one really doesn't have the two big teeth and the kype coming in, but you just look at the belly on it, the girth on it. She's full of eggs right now.
Now that will actually give you bait for when you're guiding, right?
That's correct, John.
How much bait will you get out of there?
If fishing's like today, it'll probably last, get a good 5 to 6 hours out of that.
Hold that one up real. I know that's hard to do because what is that? Is that pushing 20 pounds?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, that is awesome, Caleb. And again, this will last through October.
All the way to the end of October.
Can folks do a half-day trip or do they need to do a full-day trip?
I like to push full days just because it'll leave us a lot more room to, if we go to one port and it's not going, we can definitely put the boat on the trailer and we got time to go and search and find these big fish.
And again, there's places like in Racine, Kenosha, Milwaukee to get these fish smoked, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's great smokehouses, and the table fare is unreal for them.
Yeah. Nice job, buddy. That is gorgeous. Look at that, folks. That is something.
It's now time to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2019 Fishing Contest.
Ken Hunt of Oconomowoc caught this 40-inch king salmon on Lake Michigan on a fly. Mike Zemer of West Bend boated this 15-inch perch on Lake Michigan on a minnow. Mike Oshwich of Waukesha caught this 51-inch muskie on Eagle Lake on a spanky bait. Robert Jordan of Delavan, Wisconsin, caught this 23-inch smallmouth in Eagle River on a topwater bait. And this week's kids winners are Ethan Masavage of Iola caught this 23-inch bass on the Wisconsin River on a leech, and Jaden Mantufel of Fergus Falls, Minnesota, caught this 45-inch muskie on Elk Lake on a spoon.
I go to Fleet Farm every week to find the hot new deals. Check out what I found this week. 25% off all landing nets at a low Fleet Farm price starting at $6.74. And save $30 on weather-tight waterproof ratcheting boat covers starting at $169.99.
For more information on fishing with Captain Caleb Zorn, call Wacky Walleye Guide Service. That number is 920-743-5731. 743-5731.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
Pete, I'm getting too old for this. So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333.
From cutting back to cleaning up, Fleet Farm has everything you need to get your yard ready for fall. Whether it's give the lawn one last feed season, show that woodpile who's boss season, or even I don't need a ladder season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it, because we have it all. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish it. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then,
I'm Blake Gillespie, and this is
John Gillespie. Hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.
Hey, John Gillespie. This is me, and everything turns, yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Hey, John Gillespie.